Hello everybody, this is Steven with Tabletop Guild. You're looking at what will soon be, hopefully soon, will be our Astra Militarum, I think it's pronounced correctly, Imperial Guard for 40k. This is going to inventory all the models, and we're going to inventory the process of the full build for this army. So, to tell you how we got here, I played 40k, Rogue Trader, 2nd edition, 3rd and 4th, and a little bit of 5th. I moved to a different city. When I did, I lost contact with a lot of guys who played 40k, ended up losing interest, sold all my forces. This is what's left over out of my forces. Well, sorry, this is part of what's left over out of my forces. About a month ago, my son asked me if we would play 40k again. So we dug through our bits box and different boxes I had left over from my miniatures. We found him a good start for a Space Marine force, and since I would have to have a force to play against him, I dug out these guys. These I bought years ago with the intent of building a Imperial Guard force, and I never did. So I guess now's a good time. So we're going to go through the process of converting all these models over to play for 40k and work as Imperial Guard. Every guy might not get converted, but most of them will get converted. I'm going to document the whole process as we build this force. But this video itself is just going to be the starting point. So we know this is where we started, and then when we're done, we can see where we end up. Okay, so let's start over on the right. I have a few Cadians left over, a few Catachans left over, a few Stormtroopers. These are all 40k miniatures, and almost forgot these guys. We have snipers. They never were great in the game, and I understand they're still not the best thing, but I like a lot of the models, so I ended up with 7 of them. Not this. The snipers will be used in the force. The Stormtroopers probably will. Not sure about the other 2 squads back there. They might get mixed in, but we'll have to wait and see how the process goes. We have 3 10-man squads of Warzone Trenchers, I believe is what they were called. I really like these guys, but I never was able to get enough of them to do a full force. So these will probably be the second company, or our auxiliary company, or might even use them as conscripts. Not sure yet. But we have 10 models, including a sergeant, for all 3 platoons, well, all 3 squads. A few extras in the back that we can convert as we go. Moving farther over to the right, we have Void Junkers. You see the guys with the chain guns. I don't believe those guys were Void. I don't remember what those were, but I liked them, so apparently I painted them. These were Void suicide vests. Not sure what any of these guys here are going to be used for, but they're here. I have the bodies. We'll see how it goes. You can see back in the day I started converting a mortar team for the Junkers. Now the core of this company are going to be Void Junkers. You can see these guys are equipped with riot shields and shotguns. Do have a flamer there in the center. Now all these guys are going to get converted to some extent. Shields are going to go away. As much as I like the shields, I don't think I need 100 guys with shields. I think it's a little bit overkill. Same way with shotguns. They're going to have to be switched out for las guns. So I am digging through my bits, finding as many las guns as I can, probably purchasing some more. All these guys are going to get stripped back down and reconstructed to be Imperial Infantry. So, as you can see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There in that stack, I have 10 more, so that's 70 guys. I have another box of Void, which I'll show you guys in a few minutes, that's unopened, but it has 30 more. So that's 100 infantry guys. Now, this stack here is all the arms for these guys, so they're all complete. If you're familiar with the Void set, it also comes with these guys here. I'm not sure what the name or faction these were from, but same thing. These guys are going to get converted over. I'm going to cut the swords off, put las guns in all their arms. I have 10 there. I have 20 more there, and then my box set has 20 more. So that's 50 of those guys. So between these, that's 150 infantry that will get converted with las guns. I'm also going to include heavy weapon teams. Thinking probably 6 las cannons, 6 heavy bolters, and a couple of mortars. It all depends on how many people I have left over after I've got my platoons figured out. But that's going to be in the coming weeks. These guys are junker exoskeletons. Have no idea what they're going to be used for in this force. Maybe nothing. Might just be sitting in the back and taking up space. Here I have another 16 junkers. I know they're dark and they're hard to see. Some have swords, some have 2 shotguns. All those are going to get cut up and converted over as well for just extra guys. I know I skipped over these. These are Warzone. Never hugely impressed with these guys, but I had them when I bought them. They were really cheap. Might use heads or guns, or I don't know, might even just throw these in the garbage and be done with them. I'm not sure yet. Along with that, I do have 2 squads of Necromunda, mostly Necromunda gangers. I think I have 4 more squads. So in theory I have 60 of those guys, which will make more infantry for it. For commanders for the force, and then commissars, the 2 in the center are junker commanders, but they're essentially commissars. Commissar on the right have psychers. They're in the center. This guy here was a, what was he? He was a Necromunda chieftain. Would probably work for a psyker or maybe a sergeant leader. I have priests. And even have a few assassins from back in the day. So if all goes according to plan, we have 30, 100, 100, so 130, plus another 50, so 180. And I believe I've got 60 of these guys. So my math is right. It's actually 240 infantry, minus, you know, a few for heavy weapon teams and things like that. So this should be a pretty good size Imperial force. I do plan on rounding it out with Ogren, Ratlings, tanks, sentinels, all those good items. I even thought about, see these 2 guys here? Those are squats that I built way back. Might even do a whole company of squats, just because, why not? And you saw those robots there. Have no idea what they'll be, if anything. Thought they were cool, so I'm leaving them out just in case. So I do plan on documenting this whole series, all the conversions. It will probably take me a few months to get them all done and built, and then we'll start painting, or I might do painting squad by squad as I build them. Not sure yet, but we're going to document everything. So if you guys have questions, please feel free to let me know. If you have comments of what certain guys could be used for, feel free to let me know. This coming week, I plan on building a kill team, As most of you guys know, if you've played 40K, it takes quite a bit to actually get a full 40K force. So last week, my son and I, we built his kill team. He built his Marines, built them up, played a few games with his Marines versus some orcs I have lying around, which was fun. We got the feel for it, but I want to do a kill team out of Imperial Guard, so I'm going to build up my force this week, converting them over to las guns and all that. Document all those things in another video, which we'll list out, and just start building squad by squad. I know I'm going to start with infantry, probably building 3 or 4 infantry squads, and then go into some heavy weapons and just keep going from there. And as we're going, we might add some tanks, things like that. But we have questions, please let me know. If you have suggestions, please let me know. If you want to see how this project turns out, subscribe, because we are going to finish it. We're going to document this full build. We're also going to document my son's Space Marines full build, and any other builds we decide to do. We're going to document them all as we go, including painting tutorials and everything, because my son is learning. I'm going to teach him how to do it all, and we're going to go from there, including terrain and a kill team board, which we're starting today. But any questions, let us know. Thanks. Bye.